guys? It's Joe Vizio. I love saying that. It kind of rolls off the tongue. Joe Vizio. That's what me and my wife were doing when we came up with that name. I don't know. I think I told the story before, but hell, I'll tell it again. You know, a friend of mine that kind of went through a lot of the similar things just had kind of disassociated himself with his parents. And what he did was he changed his name. And when he was telling me about the story of why he changed his name and everything, and I remember telling my wife what he did, and she was like, well, maybe you should change your name. And we started coming up with different stuff, and we had just bought a TV, a Vizio TV. And I just looked at that name and I said, Joe Vizio. It just had that name, and I always put the emphasis on the O, Joe Vizio. And it just kind of stuck. So, real quick, just want to say something. I want to, say thank you to everybody out there that does, come up on my channel and watch it, and they get something from it and all that. And, in a recent video, I had said something about, I guess I was kind of boosting up Ollie's page and kind of putting mine down a little bit, and I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. I'm not pandering or anything like that. Just it can kind of be in a tribute to what I've been through. It's the likes and things like that. That's really, it's not the most important thing to me. But what does kind of get important, aside of, helping people and things of that nature, but and you'll be able to relate to this. When you go through the things that we did, you can't do anything right. You're always a screw up and things like that. When I see somebody's channel, say somebody just starts a channel, and within, just a couple of weeks, you look and, I love to watch the new people's stuff, and, the more of this I can soak in, the better, I think. But when you see somebody, they're haven't really been doing it very long, they're just starting, maybe a month, and they got thousands of views within that little bit of time, you not only start to think, well, maybe technically there's something I'm not doing right, whether that be the tags or however, it all works. But in your mind, you start hearing that narc. So what goes through a person's mind is, nobody likes me. My channel just isn't good. I'm ugly. People don't like to look at an ugly person. Things of that nature. And that's where it might start to take its toll. That's what would prompt me to say, hey, I don't know if I'm doing anything wrong. My channel is just not that popular of a channel. So, having said that, you can kind of start to gauge the degree of abuse that a person has gone through, that I've gone through, that I've heard my whole life, that I was a screw-up. Be that joining a baseball team, trying out for the debate team, starting my own business. It's just, those are things that my father especially has drilled into my head. My mother also did the same thing, but she did it in a different way. And I know that I have some of this. You know, and I've always said this about my mom. My mom is the type of person that blames God because she's never won the lottery. When something happens, you know, it's like that blackbird of depression that sits on your shoulder. Oh, well, this happened because it's just me. Because my mark in this world isn't as good as somebody else's. There's evil forces that just hate me. And that's kind of comes from my mom. So you take the two. My father telling me I'm a screw up, you can't do anything right. And that was just his narcissistic ways. I wasn't a screw up. I was actually pretty good at whatever I put my mind to. I think I was damn good at it. Now I can say that. But you have my father over here doing that, and then here's my mother, the whole world is against me, and so you can see. I look at somebody else's channel, they're doing it less time than me. They got thousands and thousands of views on theirs. You know, mine's been out, I don't know how long, you know, after 2-3 weeks, you know, maybe I have 20 views on there. Which again, it's not really about that. I think the only reason that I say something about that is just what's playing on in my mind, that parental sandwich that's going on. So I know that a lot of you have probably come to that crossroad many times in your lives, so you know what I'm talking about. So that's it. I'm not pandering for likes, or you know, I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me or anything of that nature. But the only reason that I'm even doing this video right here is because there's a lesson in here. There's a lesson hidden into this, and you're actually seeing the results of all that abuse being played out right before your eyes. So when I say that stuff, when I start to question it, I'm not saying, I just wish I could get more likes and more views and blah, blah, blah. That's not the issue, because this was actually supposed to be just for me. This was supposed to be for me to talk to this camera, get some issues out, and listen to it, and you know, nobody was even supposed to, not even my wife was supposed to say any of this. But, you know, I kind of made it public to, you know, see if anybody else can get anything out of it. So the likes and all that really wasn't an issue. If I mean, I'm a Johnny-come-lately in this. There's people that have been doing this way longer, but that mental abuse that I went through just plays out right before your eyes. So, I hope you did get something from this. I hope it you know, you can see and at least recognize that maybe in a situation where that might be happening to you, you'll be able to reflect. It's not the evil forces of the universe against me. It's not because I'm ugly. It's not because I have a blackbird of depression on my shoulder, or that I'm not good at this, or that I'm good at this, or whatever. It's just my parents have fucked me up. It's just plain and simple. Sorry for the language. You know how it is. And I'm going to go clean me some more toilet bowls. And guys, do whatever you got to do. Whatever you got to do to get yourselves feeling better, just do it. And don't worry about what other people think. Thanks a lot.